This is Twisted Tale Wednesday, and I'm Mara. Tonight's story doesn't begin in a haunted house or with a knock at the door. Instead, it unfolds in the fluorescent glow of an ordinary office. But don't be fooled. Sometimes the biggest twists aren't born in the dark. Sometimes they're sitting just a few desks away, disguised as the people we overlook. Settle in, because tonight's story is about an office oddball who turned out to be anything but ordinary. Every office has one, the person who seems just a little out of step with everyone else. At my job, that person sat only a few cubicles down from me. He wasn't loud, he wasn't dramatic. In fact, he was one of the quietest people in the building. But he had quirks that made him unforgettable. Every morning, while the rest of us shuffled inside, balancing coffee cups and muttering about deadlines, he'd already be outside doing yoga in the parking lot. His movements were slow, deliberate, almost graceful, sun salutations between rows of cars. People stared. Some laughed. Our boss once joked that he should start charging for parking lot yoga classes. At lunch, while others scrolled on their phones or gathered in the break room, he'd stretch on the grass by the sidewalk, eyes closed, face tilted to the sun. Sometimes, on especially nice days, he'd climb onto the hood of his car and nap right there in full view of everyone. It became a running joke. There he goes again. Some called him eccentric, others just called him weird. But here's the thing, he never seemed to care. He smiled at everyone, even those who laughed at him. He greeted the janitors by name. He wished people a good morning with genuine warmth, even when all he got back was an eye roll. And while the office treated him like a curiosity, I couldn't shake the feeling that there was more to him than met the eye. What no one in the office knew was that I was struggling. I was overweight, constantly tired, and secretly ashamed of how out of shape I had become. Even the simplest things left me out of breath. Walking up the office stairs, carrying groceries, bending to tie my shoes. My reflection in the bathroom mirror became something I avoided. I had tried to change before. I bought diet books that promised fast results. I joined gyms I rarely visited. I downloaded apps that sent me motivational quotes I ignored. Every attempt ended in the same cycle. A burst of enthusiasm followed by guilt when I quit. The truth was, I didn't believe in myself anymore. I had convinced myself that change wasn't possible. And then I noticed him, not the way everyone else did, as a source of jokes, but as someone who clearly lived life differently. He wasn't embarrassed to stretch in public. He wasn't hiding who he was. He seemed free in a way I had never been. I envied him, and somewhere deep inside, I wondered, what if he knows something I don't? What if he could help me? One afternoon, I finally gathered the courage to approach him. My heart was pounding harder than it should have been for such a simple question. He had just finished a stretch, standing tall in the parking lot, when I blurted out, "Hey, would you mind if I joined you sometime?" For a moment, I expected him to laugh, or maybe hesitate the way most people would if someone interrupted their routine. But instead, his face lit up. "Of course," he said warmly, as if it were the most natural request in the world. "I'd love that." Just like that, I wasn't an outsider peeking in anymore. The next day, I showed up in my old sneakers and a faded t-shirt, nervous and embarrassed. I imagined us just jogging awkwardly around the lot or maybe doing some basic stretches. But he had something completely different in mind. Before we even started moving, he walked me through the basics: posture, breathing, and pacing. He adjusted the way I stood, showing me how to keep my shoulders relaxed and my chest open. He explained why deep, steady breaths mattered more than speed. That's when he revealed something no one in the office knew. He had not only a bachelor's, but also a master's degree in exercise science. I was floored. The same man who everyone laughed at for being weird was, in reality, a trained expert. While others gossiped in the break room, he had been quietly carrying around knowledge that could change lives. We started slowly, jogging in easy laps around the building. Within minutes, my legs felt heavy and my chest burned. I wanted to quit. I was embarrassed, convinced he must be judging me, but every time I faltered, he encouraged me with simple, steady words. "Don't think about how far you have left," he said. "Just focus on the next step." Step by step, breath by breath, I pushed forward. My thoughts bounced between, "I can't do this," and "maybe I can." By the time we stopped, I had run 3.1 miles, an entire 5K. It was clumsy, slow, and exhausting, but it was more than I had done in years. When we finished, I collapsed onto the grass, gasping and drenched in sweat. He stood over me with a grin, clapping his hands once. "You did it," he said. "Your first real run back." For the first time in a long time, I didn't feel defeated by my body. I felt proud of it. That night, long after I had showered and collapsed onto my couch, my phone buzzed. I assumed it was a simple "good job" message. Instead, I opened a document that stopped me in my tracks. It was a custom workout plan written specifically for me. He had mapped out a gradual routine with clear, realistic steps. Short-term goals, jogging 3 times a week, focusing on stamina, not speed, mid-range goals, building distance over time, and long-term goals that almost made me laugh in disbelief. First a half marathon, then one day, a full marathon. At the end, he added a note. "This isn't about weight or appearance. It's about strength, energy, and showing yourself that you can do hard things. The body follows where the mind leads, and I know you can do this." I teared up, sitting alone in my living room. Someone mocked by everyone else had taken the time to see me, to believe in me, and to invest in me in a way I wasn't sure anyone ever had before. Of course, word got around that I'd been joining him outside. A few coworkers teased me, asking if I was joining the weird club. Some even smirked when I passed by, whispering jokes about us. But this time, the comments didn't sting, because while they laughed, I was changing. My energy was coming back. My body was slowly but surely growing stronger. And maybe most importantly, I no longer felt so alone. The irony wasn't lost on me. The very people who mocked him were missing out on something extraordinary. Over the weeks that followed, our workouts became a rhythm. At first, it was about running and stretching, but soon it turned into something more. We shared conversations about life, discipline, and resilience. He told me how people had always seen him as strange, even when he was younger, but he'd learned that living authentically mattered more than fitting in. People fear what they don't understand, he told me once during a cool down. But the real freedom comes when you stop living for their approval. Slowly, I started to believe that he was no longer just the oddball at work. He was my trainer, my motivator, and, most importantly, my friend. Looking back now, I realize the biggest twist wasn't just that I managed to run again, or that I lost some weight, or even that my energy returned. The real twist was how wrong we all were about him. For months, maybe years, our office treated him like a sideshow act, a curiosity, someone to joke about while sipping coffee. We mistook his joy for oddness, his confidence for foolishness, and his independence for strangeness. But beneath all those quirks was a man who carried both expertise and compassion, a man who had every reason to grow bitter about being mocked, yet chose kindness instead. While others laughed, he quietly built a life on his own terms. And when I needed it most, he opened that world to me. It's made me rethink how often we do this, not just at work, but everywhere. We see someone who doesn't quite fit, and we label them. We keep our distance. Sometimes we even mock them. All the while, we may be missing out on the very person who could change us for the better. Because here's the truth. The weird ones, the outsiders, they're often the people who are living the most authentically. And sometimes they carry the wisdom the rest of us are too blind to see. He's no longer just my coworker. He's my coach, my motivator, and one of the truest friends I've ever had. The man everyone dismissed turned out to be the one who believed in me when I couldn't believe in myself. That was tonight's twisted tale. A reminder that sometimes the strangest seeming people are carrying the greatest gifts. Don't be so quick to laugh at someone who stands apart. You may discover they're the very one who changes your life. This has been Mara. Until next Wednesday, stay curious, stay cautious, and never stop looking for the twist in the tale.